Welcome to the world famous Valentine Show. We got a lot of things today. We got a lot, family. We got a lot. Everybody, the crew is coming in. TGIF. Beautiful Friday. We are live, people. We are alive. Thanks to who? You're alive. Be happy. Dance a little. Feel good. We got a lot of things coming down the pipe. We got Biden. We got AOC says that you are in violation. We're going to talk about RBG so much. We're going to be doing a reaction to a Dan Crenshaw action video. So much on today's show. And the best part of all, we are going to be opening up the phone lines. But before that, vibe a little bit. All right. How's everybody doing out there? The crew's coming in as always. Sonia's up in here. Final Fantasy is up in here. I know everybody's gonna be coming up in here. So much stuff, a lot of action going on. When is there not a lot of action when Donald Trump is in office, man? So much thing. We're gonna be talking about a black plan for Black America that has a lot of people talking. We got a lot of things to talk about on today's show. It's gonna be crazy. Again, we're gonna be turning on those lines in about 8:30. We're gonna do all that. Final Fantasy, where I'm at. I live in the communist state of New York. I'm in New York City, man. Sadly, yeah, I'm in this communist state, man. That's where I'm at. Let's start getting into it right away. While some people start coming in, but let's get right into it. I don't want to waste none of your guys' time. Let's get right into it. Let's start right here. The FBI investigate ballots found in Pennsylvania they were thrown some ballots away in the garbage. And guess who the open ones belong to? They found some open ones. They found some closed ones. They found 9 in total. They found 7 open ones and 2 that were not closed. The open ones belong to Donald Trump. What a coincidence. This is why Donald Trump, I know Republicans are on that day, they're going to be the first ones in line. They're going to be the first ones in line because they want to make sure that their vote is counted because of things like this. When there's stories of they're sending out ballots to dead dogs, to dead cats, to dead animals, right? And Donald Trump is right. Look at this. FBI investigate. This is going to be, I really don't hope, but this election is going to be a crazy contested election. I hope it's not, to be honest. I hope that by the end of the night, the Republicans showed up and by the gap, I hope they're able to say, okay, the majority of the voters already have voted for Donald Trump, which I think that's what's going to happen. And it doesn't go to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days, because if it does, I think that's gonna be some real havoc. But it seems like this is where the Democratic Party, because they are not able to win. We're going to talk about his candidate today on the show also, Joe Biden and his son. The candidate is a horrible candidate. Joe Biden is just a horrible candidate. This is what they have. So this is the best they have. So this is what they're going to do. The same thing with Hillary Clinton. I think that's the best they had, or that's what they believe was. There was really no standout. There was not a person that you could talk smooth that people like in the Democratic Party at all, to be honest. But let's get into this right here. FBI investigate ballots Trump found in Pennsylvania garbage. The Justice Department on Thursday said that the FBI has opened an investigation into 9 absentee ballots, again, and belonging to the military on top of that, which I believe most of those people, I will put 90% of the people are going to vote. Those people are going to vote for President Trump. 7 casts for President Trump that were found in a garbage near Scranton, Pennsylvania. Trump routinely expresses doubt about the reliability of mail-in voting amid the COVID-19 pandemic, and the investigation quickly became national news. I heard, I couldn't confirm this information. Maybe you guys could tell me in the comments. I heard that 5% of mail, U.S. mail, gets lost. 5%. Imagine if this is your ballot to vote. 5%. Your ballot could be in one of those 5%. Trump routinely expressed doubt about the reliability of mail-in voting amid the COVID-19 pandemic, and investigation quickly became national news. At this point, we can confirm that a small number of military ballots were discarded. U.S. Attorney David Freed said in a statement, investigators have recovered 9 ballots at this time. Some of those ballots can be attributed to specific voters and some cannot. Of the 9 ballots that were discarded and then recovered, 7 were cast for presidential candidate Donald Trump, Freed said. 2 of the discarded ballots have been resealed inside their appropriate envelopes by Lucerne election staff prior to recovery by the FBI, and the contents of those 2 ballots are unknown. Again, but 7 out of 9 cast for, let's say the 2 were for Biden. 7 votes were thrown away in the garbage of some tax-paying, and even worse, there were these are tax-paying and people who are putting their life on the line for the United States of America. Their votes is just discarded. I think Democrats are going to be using a lot of these tactics. Again, you have Hillary Clinton out there saying, don't concede to Joe Biden. Don't concede. Never concede. And they always bring up the question to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, are you gonna give up, do a pacifist, a peaceful transition of power? Are you they always bring it on Trump, yet the Democrats are the ones who are saying, don't concede. They're already sowing I think Kamala Harris the other day was on some news network talking about the whole Russia thing again, all over again, and Russia. Again, they're just trying to sow in discord because they don't have anything that the majority of Americans want. They don't offer anything, like legit. Why are they offered? Nothing. The only thing they offer, I challenge one of you guys in the comments. Challenge. Tell me what is going to be anything regarding the economic plan of Joe Biden. Tell me what is he offering, and Kamala Harris. The only thing that I've heard so far via the economic plan of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is that the taxes are going to go up. But what else are they offering besides we are the anti-Trump candidate? The same thing that Hillary was offering in 2016, which was a massive failure because she wasn't offering anything, just I'm anti-Trump. This is the same mistake that the Democratic Party is doing this year, and I think it's going to hurt them horribly in the ballot box, which is insane. Who's up in the chat, man? Who's up in here? Ronnie's up in the house, like always, doing what he has to do. 11 people so far. Thank God, man. The channel's growing, guys. Congratulations. We made it to 1,000 subs. Hopefully, I'm able to talk about that a little bit later and remember to talk about that. We made it, guys. I mean, this is a big deal for the channel. And by the way, and I totally forgot, look at that, I even forgot, tonight we are going to be giving the instructions to the sweepstakes. I want to call it a sweepstakes instead of a raffle. There is going to be a sweepstakes on the Valentine show. I'm gonna be giving the instructions probably before I go into the calls. Let me write that down before I forget. Regarding the $50 from Amazon that a contributor or a person from the channel decided to reach out to me personally and said that he wanted to motivate people to that way we could reach the 1,000. We have reached it, and he gave me a $50 Amazon gift card for people. This is one of the rules. They have to be people that live in the U.S. So we're gonna have to be people who live in the U.S. might get $50 One of you guys is gonna get it. And I'm gonna tell you how you're gonna do this by the time I start up probably the calls, but I'll do it sometime before. Obviously, let me just write it down before I forget. Before the end of the show. But let's keep going, man. All right. So yeah, man, Donald Trump is 100% right. But again, I think the majority of the Republicans are gonna go to the polls. To be honest, I want that day is gonna be a special day. Special day. Talking about special day, let me not forget. I want to do something special for excuse me. I want to do a little something special for the debate on Tuesday. I want to do like a watch along. So I want you guys to come here on Tuesday. I think I'm obviously a live stream. Maybe I might turn on the calls that you guys give me your opinions and stuff like that. But we're gonna do something watch along. I cannot show you the images of the debate itself because they could shut down the stream live. So I'm gonna just be watching it myself, giving my comments and stuff. Maybe you could be watching it on your TV also at the same time, and we go from there. You guys could give me. I'm gonna be giving my live analysis, and then maybe who knows? Maybe I might turn on the when it ends. Maybe I might turn on the phone calls for you guys to call in. Let me know if you guys want me to do that. Let me know in the comments. How does that sound to you guys? I think it sounds good. I think it's excellent. But let's keep going. Let's continue here what we are doing. We are going to be talking about a little bit about the sports community and how about, to be honest, how this pandemic and with the whole BLM movement and this Marxism and ideologies coming up front, I'm really realizing how the sports journalists are no different than the news journalists. They are Marxist to the bone, also very left-leaning people, extremely ungrateful of the United States. They get a job, which is to talk about sports, almost like a dream job, and they portray the same attitudes that the athletes are also portraying. Let's talk about Max Kellerman. This is a person who does a show on ESPN. ESPN is full Marxist, leftist, liberal. And but nobody knew about how these people were prior to this pandemic and the whole BLM movement. This guy right here, Max Kellerman, is a guy that does a show with what's his name? Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. Smith, I've covered him a couple of times. I like Stephen A. Smith till the last time I covered him, which he just went full out liberal. Now I don't know if I could watch him anymore, to be honest. I used to like the way he voices his opinion. He's a black man with a lot of pizzazz, a lot of attitude, yelling, screaming. I love all that stuff. Hilarious to me, and it's exciting to me. I like that type of communicator, right? It's a little bit more true to how the way people communicate in real life, right? But this guy right here does a show with him, this Max Kellerman guy, and to be honest, he just seems like he's just trying to imitate Stephen A. Smith. The people that watch him will get this vibe off of him because he's a white man, obviously, and he's trying to come off like he's yelling and this, and that's not him. It looks like what he's doing, it's unnatural. But here he's talking about that the protesters, guys, believe it or not, are right-wing agitators. That the most of the protests are pacifist, a peaceful protest. This guy is let him tell you, man. This is just crazy.
A few of the things he said when he talks about like Black Lives Matter, 93% of the protests are.
Give me 1 second. Let me start this all over again because you guys need to hear this, man. This is just foolery to its maximum.
Black Lives Matter, 93% of the protests are peaceful.
You hear that?
Things he said when he talks about like Black Lives Matter, 93% of the protests are peaceful. The vast, overwhelming majority are peaceful. And by the way, the 7%.
What world is this guy living in? That the vast majority of the protests are peaceful. Is he crazy? Is he cuckoo? What is he talking about? What is this guy talking about? Like, seriously, do you watch the news? The vast majority of the protests where people are literally being killed, businesses are being destroyed. What news is these guys watching? Oh, maybe if they're watching CNN when there's a reporter and there's a fire in the back saying, oh, the protest is it's fiery, but it's peaceful.
That are not, they have a very broad definition of what's not quote unquote peaceful. For example, if you block traffic or something like that, or if you respond to police provocation. And even then, A big percentage of that, that wasn't peaceful, is actually outside agitators, extremist right-wing agitators, posing as protesters in order to make the protests look bad. That's the first thing. When he talks about the middle of...
Come on, man. Come on. Come on, my dude. But again, this is ESPN, man. What do you expect? This is insanity. What world do you live in, my dude? Where are you living? What are you talking about, dude? You know why they speak like this? Because the protests have not come to their door. The violent protests have not teared down into his mansion, into his estate, into his guarded community where he lives. The second they come into his guarded community, he will not be speaking about these people like this, guaranteed. Yo, it's like there's like the cabal, right? The crazy. It's like they're organized around this ideologies and this movement. Like, yo, could we? Unless it's white guilt, that might be it. Also, white guilt is a hell of a drug, man. White guilt. Talking about ESPN, look at this guy right here, man. This is another person that works for ESPN. I think he has worked for ESPN like 20 years. His name is Mark Jones. And look at the fear that he's stoking. What? Again, they don't live in the United States of America when they speak like this. What are you talking about? What are they talking about? I think was probably in response to the Breonna Taylor situation when the grand jury decided not to charge. Again, the grand jury, not the state grand jury, regular people, regular citizens, so that the evidence did not concord with charging the officers. And we're going to be talking about that later on, a little bit more about that. But this is what he says. Mark Jones from ESPN. Check this out. He does not live, I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he's talking about someplace in the Middle East, but this is not America. Saturday at my football game, I'll tell the police officer on duty to protect me. He can just take the day off. I don't know what that FR dot stands for. Look at this. I rather not have the officer shoot me because he feared for his life because of my black skin or other dumb ish. I am not signing my own death certificate. Maning. Ay. Yo. What world do these people live in? Seriously, like, look what this dude is saying. And this is the funny. Pay attention, guys. Do not believe because somebody quotes you a Bible verse or because somebody says that they're Christian. Don't believe none of that stuff. Let their actions prove. Look, look at his description. Husband, Jones, Sarah, husband, blessed with 3 awesome king, POTUS, I don't know what, 44, my president. Oh, POTUS, my president. Okay, he's an Obama guy. Dewey, ESPN, play-by-play, NBA, and see that I got drip for sale. Joshua 1:9. They put a Bible verse. That does not mean they're Christian. They say that they're Christian. That does not mean they're Christian. A guy like this saying that an officer stoking this fear and this hate towards officers that have family, a guy like this is not Christian. Plain and simple. You do not cast such a broad blanket, a generalized term saying, I'd rather not have the officer shoot me because he feared for his life because of my black skin color. That does not happen in America. That does not happen in America. That is not America. Dude, that is not America. You do not get shot just because it's like this is what he's saying. The officer, no matter what he is, black or white, just goes up to somebody. Oh, there's a black one there. Kill him. That's what this guy is saying. That's why people. Let's read some of the responses here. Yet you're the first person screaming for a police officer if you find yourself in trouble and needing help. That's how they are, hypocrites. The actress something Alyssa Milano, something, right, in LA, where she's tweeting stuff. So I hear about defund the police, defund LAPD, and yes, she called the police when somebody in her backyard was a kid with an airsoft gun shooting some squirrels or something like that. These are the people that call the police. When they talk about defunding the police, they only talk about defunding the police where there's high crime areas. And guess who live where there's high crime areas? a lot of the time, not always, white people live there too, but a lot of the times in high crime areas, I live in high crime areas right now. The people that live in high crime areas are blacks and Hispanics, blacks and brown people. That's who's going to get hurt the most when you're talking about defunding the police. But the thing is that, look at this guy right here, right? So he tweets that, and look at some of his pictures, right? Some of his more recent pictures. Whoa, look at him. A nice picture with Obama right there. Look at this. Look at this. What is it? This is a picture from 2018. So what are you talking about, dude? So the police now are racist? Look at this, man. Hypocrisy, man. This is crazy. What are you talking about, dude? Let's see what a young black dude actually found a bag which had popped out of our SUV. He was heading to the game and saw it in the ditch. He recognized my face and iPad. He handed it over to the officer at the parking lot. This was in 2018, and the officers gave it to him. So why are you stoking this fear against these individuals, this woman right here? How can you say that this woman is racist, dude? How can you say that this man is racist right here? You don't know these people. Insanity, man. Yo, we have a record. 16 people on the Valentine show. Incredible. I want to thank all the people that are subscribing, the people that are here. At 8:30, we are going to be turning on the phone lines. That way you guys could give me your opinions on a lot of the things. Today's a record, man. 16 people, the most that have been here live on a Valentine show episode every Friday from 8 to 9. We did a record. Great. We're going to be talking about the sweepstakes that we have, and the lines are going to be open. But again, this is what you have in sports media. I mean, it's just, and again, this is a guy who's a journalist, a sports media guy who's able to sit down and watch a game and getting thousands upon thousands of dollars. That's why we should not be upholding these people who play sports and do all these things, who don't look, this woman and this man right here. Every time that woman, you know what this says today when you wear this right here that says police? Let me see if I can get it. You know what this says? This is a Target. What this is saying is hate me. Hate me. This woman, who knows, has a family, children. This man has a family, children. Every time they put on the uniform today, they are a target. They might not make it home because of just the nature of the job. And they still willingly sign up to do it to keep you and me safe. I think these people deserve our respect. Not LeBron James, not Mark Jones. Who are you, bro? Who are you? What have you done for me, my dude? People are crazy, man. Look at, there are some people in sports media who are waking up and who are raising their voices and seeing that enough is enough. Look at Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is mocked all the time. Charles Barkley, back in the 90s, did a video, a commercial for Nike saying, I am not a role model. Don't look at me because I'm not a role model. And Charles Barkley, damn, you spoke for ages. Congrats to you, man. Athletes are not role models. Just think about it, guys. These people, all they do, they just shoot a ball, they kick a ball. That's all they do. They don't do anything special. Look what Charles Barkley did. It's getting ridiculed on social media for saying this.
I hear these fools on TV talking about defund the police and things like that. We need police reform and prison reform and things like that. Because you know who ain't going to defund the cops?
Who?
White neighborhoods and rich neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So that notion they keep saying that, I'm like, wait a minute, we just gonna leave, who are black people supposed to call? Ghostbusters? When we have crime in our neighborhoods, we need police reform. Like I say, white people, especially rich white people, they're always gonna have cops.
Facts.
So we need to stop that defund or abolish the cops crap.
And we started this
to really be.
That's facts, man. That's fact. That's just the truth, man. Where is this coming? Like this is more. You know, I think what they should do. They should empty out the whole state of New York, the whole state. Empty it out. Leave the liberals in here. Take all conservatives and all center people. Take them all out. Send them down south, anywhere else. Take the people from LA. Empty out Hollywood. Bring them to New York. Do a major wall around New York. Let the people in. Take out the police and the first responders and let them live there. Survival of the fittest. Let them live there. That way they could get a dose of their own message. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. All right. So now we're going to do a little something different, man. I wanted to do this. I want to do a reaction. This is Dan Crenshaw. I want to do this little reaction. He dropped a action video ad, kind of like an action ad regarding his re-election campaign. Let me make sure my audio is good, and I want to play this. All right, you guys are ready? Let's do a little reaction with this ad. See how it is. Everybody's talking about it. Let's see how it is. Let's go. Ooh, okay. Oh, we took out the patch. He showed the patch.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Texas. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional team of congressional candidates. They must be courageous, patriotic, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. The nation's future is dependent upon your success.
He threw himself for real.
You still know how to fly one of these things?
Dan Crenshaw.
I'm putting a team together, Wesley. You in?
You know I wouldn't miss this for the world, right? Wait. I think August is going to want to come too.
You guys looking for a real pilot? Let me get cleaned up.
You're an F-22 pilot. What were you doing working under a helicopter?
I have no idea what I was doing, but typical Air Force fixing the Army's problems.
This guy, Dan, bro, you could have just texted me, man. Why you gotta jump out of an airplane? It would have been way
Because
easier.
it's cooler to jump. Never mind.
Okay.
And I want to thank these officers for a job well done.
Hey, Beth, when you're finished over there, Texas could use your help.
Tony Gonzalez.
What the?
Hispanic conservative. Let's go.
Hey, Tony, Texas has a better use for your talents.
Hey guys, who's next?
No.
I got this.
Okay. Okay. That's nice, man. Look, that's something different right there. Let me give my ratings. It was a good, different, something different. The acting was a little bit, you know, I'm not going to say anything, but the intention was good. And this is something that the GOP is missing nowadays. The GOP is actually missing that. The GOP is missing something different to attract a different type of voter. And to be honest, the Democratic Party does an excellent job of doing that. The Democratic Party likes to look young, likes to look hip, and the GOP needs a little bit more of that, a little bit more of a different way to engage the voters. Even though the GOP looks kind of old, the people that are represented by the GOP in Congress, the base is a lot of young people, a lot of people like us, and they're gonna have to switch it up and do some type of way to get to the younger vote. This is something that is not necessarily for an 18-year-old or something like that. There's plenty of 40-year-old people that enjoy something like this Avenger style type of thing who say, oh, yo, this is a political ad. Tell me, when have you seen a political ad like this? When? Never. This is the first time. This is what the GOP needs, and I think it's going to be a great thing, to be honest. Whoa, yo, we are breaking records on the Valentine show. 22 people up in here. It's crazy. Let me just get to the story right here, and then we're going to get into the details of the sweepstakes. The Valentine Show 1,000 subscriber sweepstakes. Let's talk about this. Hunter Biden received $3.5 million wire transfer from Russia billionaire, Senate report. This is insane again, but this is the Democratic Party. This is where they're at. Yet they're talking about Russia. And this is important because this happened during the Joe Biden presidency, and we need to know why. It's important if the family members and Joe Biden himself, because remember, they're not gonna give if they want to access to Joe Biden, they're not gonna get it straight through Joe Biden, especially if it's corrupt. They're gonna get it through different ways, different avenues that might get to Joe Biden, but without everybody else knowing it. And let's see what's the story behind this. It's very interesting, actually, what this woman has done. This a billionaire from Russia, actually. Hunter Biden received 3.5 wire transfer from Elena Baturina, the richest woman in Russia, and the widow of Yuri Luskov, the former mayor of Moscow. Senate Republicans revealed in their report on the younger Biden's work in Ukraine. Baturina is referenced in the 87-page report, which was released Wednesday, addressing her payment to Biden's investment firm in early 2014. Baturina became Russian only female billionaire when her plastic company Intenko received a series of Moscow municipal contracts while her husband was mayor. It said in providing background on the businesswoman. The report described her involvement with Biden as a financial relationship, but declined to delve deeper into why the wire transfer was made. $3.5 million, and doesn't want to say why the wire transfer was made. But it gets more than that. It gets more involved in that. Look what it says here. The probe also found that Baturina sent 11 wires transferred between May and December 2015. Again, remember who's vice president, Joe Biden's vice president, to a bank account belonging to BAK USA, a tech startup that failed for bankruptcy in March 2019. Why is this important, you ask? 9 of those 11 wires transfer were first sent to Rosemont Seneca Partners, the investment firm founded by Biden and Chris Hines, stepson of former Secretary of State John Kerry. Oh, look at that, John Kerry's stepson. I didn't even know that. This is crazy. Before being transferred to BAK USA. All 11 transactions describe the payments as loan agreements in the details. Again, his name is constantly coming up on this shady business dealing. But Joe Biden is asked about this. And if you have nothing to hide, I'm like, investigate. Do you? Check him out. He didn't do anything wrong. But look at the reaction from Joe Biden. This was earlier. This was not a reaction directly to this exactly, but this was a reaction when they talked to Joe Biden asking about his son. Why would you react like this if you have nothing to hide? You tell me. Go ahead. Tell me.
How was your role as vice president in charge of policy in Ukraine and your son's job in Ukraine? How is that not a conflict of interest?
They asked him how is not when you are in charge of Ukraine, as a vice president he was, and his son is involved in Ukraine, how is that not a conflict of interest? The reporter asked Joe Biden. Look at his response.
It's not a conflict of interest. There's been no indication of any conflict of interest from Ukraine or anywhere else. Period. I'm not gonna respond to that. Let's focus on the problem. Focus on this man, what he's doing, that no president has ever done. No president.
Oof. That's a feisty Joe Biden. Feisty Joe Biden. Remember, Tuesday, we're going to have this live watch of that debate, which is going to be a slaughter. But look at this response from Joe Biden He gets feisty. He's pointing that finger. Look at his face attitude, his facial expression. He's feisty, pointing that finger. Nobody does this, or he's not doing that, and I'm not answering. What is he hiding? Why can't we ask? We just want to know. You are in charge of Ukraine. Your son is making incredible business gains in Ukraine. Why can't we ask, my dude? Can we just ask? I just want to know, why is your son, who was kicked out of the military for being a cocaine user or a crack addict, something like that, something had to do with drugs, now he's making these multi-million-dollar business dealings in Ukraine. He's getting wire transfer for $3.5 million. Hey, somebody in Ukraine, please send the Valentine show $3.5 million. They're not going to do it because there's no interest, right? I'm not providing something in return. What was this kid providing in return? Was he providing direct access to good favors from Joe Biden, who again is in charge of Ukraine? I mean, why is that so far-fetched to understand? Yeah, but this man, look at him. Look at this little Joe. Look at Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe got mad. Incredible. Now, let's open up these lines. But before I get to open up these lines, this is the way we're going to do it, guys. Pay attention. The time for the raffle has come, and the way we're going to do it is very simple. I will be putting my Gmail link, let me see, in the chat. The first person that says, I want the money, tell me who you are, and I want the money, I will send you the link to the $50 from Amazon. Again, this is going in the chat right now. The first person that gets there, the winner will be announced next Friday. There you go. Check that out. That's my Gmail, the Valentine Show, gmail.com. Whoever sends me the first email that I received there would get, again, you have to reside it within the United States, so you're going to use it within the United States because the code only works is $50 from, again, a subscriber from the channel who was willing enough to provide this $50 and go from there. If you're watching this maybe tomorrow and you still want to send that say, hey, I want the $50, blah, 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 I'm going to probably put it somewhere in the comments or in the description. But that is that. So check it out. If you want the money, go do that. But the time has come to turn on let me just check my sweat a little bit here. The time has come to talk to you guys. We're going to be talking about Breonna Taylor. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. I want to talk to you guys. Let me turn on the lines here. And here we go. 646-470-1077 is the number to call. Respect and no cursing. That's it. I really want somebody to call me that is against the grand jury's decision on Breonna Taylor, to be honest. I want to know what they're seeing, that because it's clear as day to me, but I want to know what they are seeing that I am not seeing, that I'm not able to see. I just want to know, because it's insane the way that, for example, let me put you this. Look at Colin Kaepernick's response. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, could you explain to me? I'm not getting it. I want somebody to call. 646-470-1077, or anybody. If you have any type of opinion on something that I cover here or didn't cover, call me. I want to talk to you. Look at Colin Kaepernick's response. I mean, this is crazy. The white supremacist institution of policing that stole Breonna Taylor's life from us must be abolished for the safety and well-being of our people. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. What are you talking about? The guy inside the apartment shot the officer in the leg. I think he hit an artery and he was bleeding. I heard he could have died. The officer shot back. Guy inside the office shoots. The officer shoot back in response to, now is a self-defense thing. They don't get it. Maybe this person that's going to call me might speak some sense into me. Caller, you on the line?
Hey, it's Sonia.
Sonia, talk to me. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Can't complain. Thank God. What's on your mind?
I think you were quoting the Kaepernick tweet. That was so funny because that stood out to me as well when I saw it. You were in the middle of that, right?
Yeah, Kaepernick is going like I don't get it. Like I just want to understand what are they seeing. Like I don't get it.
I don't get it either because you said white supremacy again, and he said policing is part of white supremacy. I have it here too. The white supremacist institution of policing that stole Breonna's life. I thought, oh my God, they didn't steal her life.
I guess, and it's funny because
it was a raid.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's Hispanics that work in the police, there's blacks that work in the police. So what is he talking about? What world does he live in that he's only seeing white cops? I just don't understand the raid. But continue.
Well, the funny thing about him is that when I did a search on his name to find that tweet before you mentioned it, it was just a coincidence. What comes up under him is American activist, and that threw me off because I know that he's a social justice warrior. But to think that your legacy is not even American football player, which if it were me, I would prefer to be known for that, and it's totally been replaced with American activist. It's almost as if his career in sports was nothing worth mentioning.
Yeah, because that's the thing. And that's the thing. And I'm glad you bring up his career in sport because this is the thing. I used to follow sports, so I know. Look, he had a good career to a certain point. He was doing good. He was doing good with the 49ers, but there was a time that he got benched. So he was he was benched. He was a second string quarterback. And this is the problem. And this is something really important. When he gets benched, is that he starts his activism. It seemed like he's doing it like a child, like what they say in Spanish, un malcriado. Like he's just being like a brat, right? Like, I'm not gonna stand for the flag. I'm not gonna do this. And now he finds way to act out, right? And this is because, like, why didn't you start your activism when you were starting, when you were a starting quarterback, when you were doing good? Exactly. When you were doing good, why didn't you start your activism? When he gets drafted in the NFL, when he's like, for the 4th of July, he's like, God bless everybody, or something like that. He's like, God bless. right when he gets drafted. Now this 4th of July, he's like, down with the hierarchy, some liberal stupidity. Like, I don't understand how you weren't seeing that before. Now you're seeing this now. So what are you talking about, dude? I mean, it's just like, it seems to be like they're just being disingenuous and just continuing with the gibberish and the stupidity.
It gives them some kind of platform and it gives them attention. And let's face it, there's more, I think, people on that side, right? And they say, it also pays well. If you are a social justice warrior, you get the endorsements, you get all the companies. You were talking about the ESPN guy.
Yeah.
I don't really know that much about it, but I've seen him before, and I get what you're saying. It's almost as if he wants approval from that guy, or he wants to be, well liked. Mm-hmm. So he's going along with the nonsense. And it's funny that he mentioned statistics because he's saying that like about 90% of the protests are peaceful. But if he's into statistics, he would know that 80% of black people want cops. So why doesn't he mention that?
The 80%, repeat that again, the 80% of black people want?
They want police.
Yeah, big time. Yes, of course.
Even the ones who've had interaction with the police, and it was still that high. And another thing that is weird is that they make this comparison. There was a meme floating around between the Emmett Till. You're familiar with that story?
Yeah, of course. That he got falsely accused. And Breonna Taylor?
Side by side. They put them together. And I thought, oh, my God, how dare they make that comparison? Because I remember that story, and it was so, terrible. And it is not anything like what happened to her.
Not at all.
For them to do that is horrible.
It just takes validity. It just takes credibility and validity away from the tragedy that was Emmett Till and Breonna Taylor.
Hate crime.
Exactly, the real hate crime. And Breonna Taylor was also a tragedy, but nothing compared to Emmett Till. This guy, Emmett Till, got signaled out because he was black, plain and simple. Breonna was not signaled out. When they wrote that warrant out, they were not with her. Breonna Taylor's black, great, we're going to her house. No, they had surveillance on this woman's house. They believe she was linked to the drug ring. That's why they had the warrant. The search. The search warrant was for her and for her apartment. That's why they were gonna search. I mean, her name was on these documents, right? Because she was the one that was linked to these people, right? So they have evidence of the guy. The first boy, what is the first boyfriend. His name is Jamarcus Glover. They have evidence of the guy Jamarcus Glover, the ex-boyfriend, going into the or receiving these packages, and they trace him going back to a address which is a known drug house. So they're believing that she's taking packages from there to the drug house. There's also recorded conversations with the current boyfriend, which his name is Kenneth Walker, saying that Breonna was holding money for this guy. And even that, if that doesn't do it for you, you still have the boyfriend that shot Kenneth Walker. When the police came in, he said he believed it was the old boyfriend coming that was knocking at the door. That's what he believed. Why would you believe that is the old boyfriend? Do you have a relationship? Why? Because like if I get with a woman, right? And there's no problem with the old boyfriend, why would I think if somebody knocks at the door at 12 o'clock at night like the police did, why would I think it's the old boyfriend if they still don't have a some type of relationship, right?
And he shot first. So you would hide somewhere else, but you know you have your gun. You take cover, but you know you have your gun. But without knowing what's what, he started it. And that makes me think, too, since they like blaming everyone except the person who was living the dangerous lifestyle, and they don't want to blame anything to do with, you know, your own actions that lead to stuff. Then I wonder if anybody's mad at the boyfriend, because when you really think about it, he's the reason why she's dead, and he maybe should get some of that $12 million because they wouldn't have got that money any other way.
I don't understand that point right there, Sonia. I just don't get it. That is like clear as day. It's like they went in on a raid, they got shot at, they have to respond back. I mean, like, what do they expect? That's why I want somebody that's against what I believe, right? To tell me, explain to me that point. Like, okay, they shot back first. Just explain to me that point. What should the police have done at that moment when they get shot at? Like, I don't understand what other recourse could the police have done? Like, what? Shoot back? Shoot them with a water bottle? Or shoot them with a pepper spray or something like that.
When someone's shooting at you, right?
I don't understand that part. Like that is okay. The police go on a raid, they get shot at, they shoot back, somebody dies. Like sadly, nobody wants nobody to die. I mean, the police don't want them to be a shootout in the first place because their life is at risk and they want to get home at the end of the day. They have family members waiting for them to get home, and one of them almost didn't make it. Like, why would the police want to do a shootout? I mean, it just doesn't. I don't get it, Sonia. I don't get it, but it's crazy.
Well, let's just pretend that the cops shot first. Let's just pretend that he never shot anybody, and you could say it's bad police work. It's still not racism.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that everything to these people is racism. They are blind. They can't see. Like you see, I got these yellow sunglasses on. These yellow glasses, actually. They have the yellow glasses. Racist glasses. Everything they see is through the eye of skin color. They are not able to see through anything else, and it's just insanity.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it. You got more people trying to get through. So,
Sonia, thank you, Sonia. Take care. God bless. Enjoy your weekend. All right. See you here on the chat.
You too.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Sonia, as always, somebody was on the line. Caller, you on the air?
Hey, it's Alexis.
Alexis, talk to me, Alexis. How you doing? Alexis, guys, males in the chat, males of the Valentine show. Right now, you're getting whooped by the ladies of the Valentine show. What's going on, guys?
Let me say though, it really could be because people are trying to get in and like they can't get through because I called 9 times.
Oh, all right. So talk to me.
I'll stick up for alpha males out there.
Okay.
I wanted to say regarding Breonna, because that's the topic. First off, the story was that she was murdered and slaughtered in her bedroom while sleeping. And they just burst through the door,
shooting, and that's
knock it. And blah blah blah. When I first heard this story, I did not believe a word of any of it, okay? And then when the facts came out just recently, I said, you know, it's so sad because so many young people have literally been arrested, have lost their lives, all because they completely misconstrued the facts.
Big time.
And it's sad. People should be rioting on these MSNs that are constantly false flagging everything.
Yes.
And making people based off emotion act just insane. And it's sad. I also thought, and I wasn't shocked at all, but I personally do feel with the way that they described everything, her man used her as a shield.
That's what it seems like, to be honest. Why do you say that?
She got shot up and he got nothing.
That's what it seems like, to be honest. It seems like because they were standing in a hole when the shooting began. Both of them were standing in a hole. So how is it that with Brianna, with a gun, that Brianna gets shot, but the man doesn't get shot?
But he didn't get one shot. And it's just tragic, because honestly, this should tell every young lady in this world that is constantly going and defending these men that we think are what is alpha, because so many of us are misled into thinking, being on the streets and being a thug is that's an alpha male, and not understanding what a real man is. And it's sad because she's young and she lost her life because she wanted to live that trap life. And if anything, this should show all these young girls that are sitting there obsessing over women like Cardi B, to show you that's most likely 80% your reality.
Sad.
You're either going to catch time for that dude, or you're going to lose your life for that dude.
I mean, if you
want
to
lose lost time.
Plain and simple. If you want to live that, I mean, but that's the life that's being promoted, Alexis. Remember, now we're not, nobody's valuing marriage. Nobody's valuing sex after marriage. After you get married, everybody. Well, Cardi B and all these people are very promiscuous and telling a lot of these young girls to be sexually active, etc., and that sex is everything. And sadly, I'm gonna tell you right now, an alpha male is willing to, as who is it? Beyonce says, put a ring on it if he really wants you. And I think women should put men through a test them. They really want you? Marry me. You want me? You say you want me? Marry me. Give me a name. Give me a certificate that says that you really need to die for me, right? Marry me. But I mean, women are not doing that. Again, they got these horrible influences that is telling them not to do that. That no, just get, do you.
Yes. But there's also a huge majority of these beta males. And these beta males are real watered down. And so these young ladies are completely misguided into thinking, what should a real man be?
Yes.
And that's a whole nother topic. But I wanted to just definitely speak upon what really, the factual things of what really happened that day. And it's just sad that, there's been so much chaos. There's been so much misinformation. Everybody is constantly wanting this constant gratification of right now. We want to know this information, instead of just, hey, let's look at the facts and let's wait for the facts to go ahead before you place an opinion, or before you even assume of what happened, and it's just, it's sad.
Look what I did. My first video on Breonna Taylor was my first video, the one you guys saw, which is 18 minutes long, explaining everything. That was my first video. And this happened back in like March or something like that. So look how many, and the funny thing is that my first video, and I know everything on that video, I know is 100% correct. You know why? Because I waited for the facts. I waited for the facts. And it's funny because even after the facts are out, Alexis, there's still people spewing that it was a no-knock warrant and spewing that she was asleep and spewing all this craziness, which is insanity to me. But I guess some people just don't want the truth, to be honest.
No, they don't. And they just want to constantly cast the white man as some devil and that they're so evil, and never looking at themselves to say what happened, what caused this to really happen, and what are the actual facts. And the way they portrayed her also, it's just like, come on. It's the same thing about Trayvon. I saw this really interesting documentary about Trayvon. And there was stuff that I didn't even know about. I didn't even know about the whole facts of Trayvon. And to me, I feel like that was their first chess move of trying to create this division in this country. And that's how they started. It was very slow. And then it's like now they have what they really want. And that's disruption and chaos.
Facts. Nothing to add there.
Yep. I just wanted to say that I'm so happy I got through this week.
Alexis.
Peace to everybody in the chat room. We
Hey.
are holding it down.
Hey.
And no, I didn't get to call last week, but you made it, Valentine.
Yeah.
When you got trolls on your page.
I know. Alexis seeing the trolls, they're coming out, but it's okay. It's okay. It's part of the game. Actually, we need the trolls, to be honest. We need them.
Yeah.
I don't block them. I just say keep it peaceful. Don't curse out anybody. Don't do none of that. And I will not block your comment to the trolls I'm speaking right now, because we need people like that too, to be honest. Thank you so much, Alexis. Take care out there and God bless. Peace. That's Alexis, another one of the warriors from the channel. Alexis making good points. Another call. Let's see. Caller, you on the air?
Oh my gosh, it's Morgan.
Morgan, talk to me. How you feeling? The women.
You should know that by now that it's me. My voice is so distinct, it's ridiculous.
Talk to me, Morgan. Talk to me.
I just wanted to call and vent, and I missed calling last week. I was in a mood last week because I was on call.
Okay.
But I'm on call tomorrow. So
I hate
pray for me all. Pray for me all. It's supposed to be 90-some degrees here in Nebraska tomorrow. So I'm like, here we go. Yeah. We have a back and forth type of thing going on around this time of year. So
you guys get the thing that actually I found out the other day that section of the country gets. You guys get the inversion?
Is that what it's called? I don't know.
In that side of the country, in Idaho, right, there's a time in between like summer and winter where some of the gases, like the cars and the smog, it gets trapped in the atmosphere because of the change in temperature, and it's like you're kind of like in a really it's like you get really bad weather. And I'm not sure if it's like it gets really hot or something just in between that period where it changes from summer to winter. But somebody could let me know in the chat. But talk to me. What's on your mind, Morgan?
Oh, I just really need y'all to uplift me right now, because I guess I'm at a point. I'm not like giving up anything or anything, but you know what? Like every time I hear these crazy radical leftists now that are like, "Oh, burn it down," and blah blah blah. I'm at a point now where I'm just like, you know what? Burn it down and bring it. And I'm gonna be like that guy Hawkaloogie or whatever his name is from BLM, and I'm gonna be like, well, you could say that figuratively or literally, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm at a point where I'm just tired of these people, and I saw that. Yeah, I get that. Like Trump is not in a position, like he's in a spot right now. So he can't. Huh?
Why do you say he's in a spot?
Well, like, because a lot of people are like, oh, why is he not doing anything about the riots and this and that? Well, it's in an election year. He can't.
No, it's actually a little bit more than that. The thing is that the way the United States, the United States government is structured is that he doesn't have full control of the states. That's why they have governors. And that's how it works. There's a difference in between the state and I mean, and I'm glad because a lot of people are getting history lessons and learning stuff, including myself, that they did not learn in school. The president of the United States could not intervene just because he wants to in anything that the state governments do. They cannot intervene in that. The job of policing the states is in charge of the local government, the governor himself, the mayor, etc. If these governors, right, they have an alternate agenda, like we are in an election year and they want to let their cities burn, that way the president does not get reelected, like it might be happening with a lot of... Morgan, tell me what a coincidence is that where these riots are happening, these are all Democratic mayors and Democratic governors. Why are not Republican cities burning?
Right. We had, and I got to give it to, there's certain things. Okay. You remember the email I sent you about the governor? Whatever. I still have yet to hear when I was like, you're violating constitutional rights, blah, blah, blah. I haven't heard nothing Nothing. But I can't be mad because they've like that Breonna Taylor, whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing anything because the last time they tried to pull a riot here, as soon as these people went from peaceful protest to I'm stepping in the street and gonna block it, they arrested everybody.
Well, great.
And nobody's done anything since. Yeah, so I got to give it to them for that. That's why I'm always respectful to the man, because they won't defund the police. They won't do any of that. But it gets frustrating at a point because look at, okay, you know where I live. So the guy that killed himself because of the charges that he got the other day, I'm mad about that because they're calling the guy a white supremacist. He was not.
Which one was that one? Which one was that one? I'm not familiar with that one.
Jake Gardner, James Scurlock.
What? Tell me the story.
Nebraska.
Tell me the story. Tell me the story.
Okay, so back in May, George Floyd riots, where apparently Omaha thinks they know George Floyd personally, and they went down rioting in downtown. And Jake Gardner was a bar owner, and he was at the bar protecting his bar because he knew that they were doing that rioting crap. Well, he was getting texts from friends saying, okay, they're right here, they're here, they're here. They were telling him where essentially the looters, rioters, whatever, were at. So he was just sitting inside the bar, and he was like, okay, I'm going to protect the bar. So rioters come, break his windows, do all this crap, and his dad went out and was like, hey, you guys need to leave. You guys need to leave. They pushed his dad, and his dad, obviously elderly, they pushed him on the ground. So the bar owner came out and was like, hey, who pushed my dad or whatever? And they got crazy with him, and he let them know, like, look, I'm armed. You're not going to do this over here. He fired 2 warning shots after they were still messing around, breaking his windows and all that. Then after that, someone jumped on the bar owner's back and was like choking him.
Wow.
And then this kid jumped on him and started like choking him from the front. At some point he fired 2 warning shots.
Yeah.
They didn't care. They still kept going. Then he fired a round with 2 people on him, and one of them just happened to kill one of the people that was on him. So our DA said no, self-defense. There was all these people were saying he was racist, saying racist slurs, but even the kid that got killed, even his own friends were going, no, he never said any racist slurs.
Even if he says racist slurs and he has 2 individuals attacking him, he has the right to defend himself. That has nothing to do with anything.
Right. So, okay, so the DA did not do anything. Then all of a sudden, all these freaking social justice warriors started why are you doing anything? They were even attacking the mayor. Well, it's not the mayor's job.
Wow.
It's not the mayor's job to do anything. So then it got sent to a grand jury. The grand jury charged the guy, the one defending himself, with 5 felony count, like murder and all this stuff. Recently, this week, or last week, they charged him. Well, he had already moved because he was getting death threats, and he had moved to, like, Oregon or something. Well, they found him Sunday, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because it's fishy, allegedly dead outside of a Portland, medical center.
Oh, yeah?
Why would you kill yourself supposedly outside of a medical center?
That has to be
Who does that?
That has to be looked into, to be honest. I mean, see what happened there, because it's crazy. I mean, and Morgan, getting back to what your question originally, and I know you're talking about a lot of this craziness that's going on. A lot of this craziness that is going on in our personal lives and us, right? Like you, me, and people that follow what we do online and stuff like that. We are very cognizant and aware of our news, right? What's going on, and we see all the chaos and things that are a lot of us have never experienced in America ever. Like we will think about things that like this are happening in other countries, but never America, right? What I say sometimes is good because I get the same feeling myself. Sometimes I just want to like disappear. I just try to like disconnect and try to not take it so serious, and I put it in the hands of God. and just be like, because there's things that you're not gonna be able to, Morgan. Nobody can. Like as a human, your physics limits you only to one space and time, and you can't fix the problems that are going on in Chicago, and the problems that are going on in New York, and the problems that are going on in LA, and the problems that are going on in Miami. I mean, and we just want peace, and this is what we are, Morgan. We just want peace, tranquility. We want to be able to go to our jobs and come back peacefully and not worry that, man, what happens if I find a mob on my way to my job? What am I going to do? Am I going to have to defend myself? What am I going to do? And I know it's a lot of stress, but just sometimes I even recommend people just disconnect from the internet, to be honest. Just disconnect from social media for a while, disconnect from this. I'm gonna take my own break. Coming in December, probably around December 15, I'm gonna take, most likely it's gonna be like a month-long break. I'm gonna just disconnect from everything. You're not gonna find me. I'm doing it right now because obviously we're in election season, but sometimes it's best to that. And don't try to just worry about the problems that are happening in Morgan's town and in Morgan's house. That's it. Because if not, we're gonna go crazy, Morgan.
I know. It's one of those things where you can't save everything, but I just get, I have my days. It's just one of those days for me, and it's been a long week. So, and I live and work like that in the hood. Like I live in the hood. I work in the hood. Our hood, quote unquote, is pretty diverse, and I love it here. Yeah. But like it makes you worry, and I'm going, you know what, you never worried before, like why are you worried now? It is, that's like why, and it's annoying because I have to drive to people's houses to try to save them from being hot or cold, it's just, I don't know, it's frustrating. It's crazy. So I'm just in one of my moods or whatever, but I heart y'all. And I'm glad I can listen, and I've been like not distant from listening this week, but like it's furnace season, so I can't have my headphones in listening to YouTube outside on an AC all day like I could before. So again, pray for me all. We will, Morgan. Thank you for calling me always, and I see you in the chat all the time and on the comments and helping and doing what you do. I appreciate it. I'm really happy of the subscribers that I have here. Thank you so much, Morgan. Oh yeah. Hopefully my people in Elkhorn, Nebraska actually listen and subscribe now. So shout out to them again. And I will see you all, and I'll probably be all up in the Latino chat after this. Yeah. And just trying to listen and because I deal, like I said, we're diverse over here. So sounds good. I'll be listening, trying to learn me some Espanol. So hopefully I don't sound like a Rosetta Stone graduate. Hopefully you don't sound like a gringa. That's right. That's what I call my dog that's all white from Argentina. She's from Argentina, so I call her gringa all the time. What is it, a dogo? Yeah. You have a Dogo Argentino. That's the people that don't know about that dog. Looking at what it's a Dogo Argentino. It's an excellent breed of dog, guard dog, and it's a massive dog too. Well, Morgan. Oh heck yeah, she's a heck of a guard dog. She's a goofball when she's with her family. Yeah. She knows the difference between people she sees every day, and I didn't train her to do that. They just instinctively know. Yep. There's someone down the street that. They use them for boar hunting in Argentina. Yep. And there's a guy down the street that has one, and he didn't have to train her. He took her once, and she was scared of the boar, and then the next year he took her again, and she instinctively knew what to do. They're good dogs. They're good dogs. They don't deserve the bad rap, but they're not for people who just want a lab. They're a handful, but they're good dogs. That's how Smart dogs. Is. Take care, Morgan, and you have a good weekend. You too. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Bye. Bye. That was Morgan. Excellent caller. If somebody calls right now, I will take it. If not, I would. I want to get to a story that I have for you guys before I. You know what? Nobody calls, so phone lines are off. But I want to get to the story before I finish up here. And this is AOC says that you are in violation. We're getting crazy. We got 22 people listening to the Valentine show on a Friday night. Like always, for the people that is the first time here, we have a live calling show every Friday night. It's from 9 to 9:05, but we're going to run it a little bit longer today. And after this, we go into the El Show de Valentín, which is my Spanish channel, which I do with my wife. We're going to be running late, but hey, I want to get to the story before I finish. We're going to talk about here. You guys know this face, right?
You guys know who this is. You guys know exactly who this is. This is world famous AOC. She says we are in violation. We are in violation. In violation to what, you ask? Well, let AOC tell you herself.
Ready. I need you to be ready. And I need you to be ready to be responsive. And by that, I mean, we don't quite know what the next play is in terms of this issue on the Supreme Court. Right? This is
obviously in regards to RGB. She says that we are, watch.
Right? Mitch McConnell sent out a statement tonight. And as I said at the opening, the very last dying wish of RBG was that her vacancy not be filled until the new president takes office in January.
Oh man! Can somebody please somebody Google the last wish amendment on the Constitution? Please post it down in the comments. The last wish amendment.
January. That was her dying wish. Tonight, Mitch McConnell publicly.
Oh no.
The night of her passing, he couldn't wait 24 hours, issued a statement.
Chuck Schumer did the same exact thing. He was talking about replacing RGB the same exact day she died.
Saying that he was going to give Trump a vote in violation of her dying wish.
When she said the word in violation, I'm thinking that she's going to say like some law or something. She's like, in violation. You guys are in violation of RGB's death wish, dying wish, right? We are in violation of not granting RGB's death wish. That seat did not belong to RGB. It belongs to you and to me, and we want to fill it now. What is this woman talking about? You say, I mean, it cracks me up because that's all that is just like these people are making laws. They're making laws, yet we're talking about dying wishes here and wishes of this, and that's all that is, just a wish. They're not gonna get their wish. Donald Trump is gonna nominate, I think tomorrow, pay attention tomorrow, I think he's gonna be nominating Amy Coney Barrett. I heard that's like the word on the street that Amy Coney Barrett is coming down the pike. I think they're gonna also confirm her before November 3rd, which needs to happen because again, these elections most likely is gonna be contested, and any decisions regarding the elections need to be handed down by the Supreme Court, and it needs to be filled for, because if it's not filled, you leave 4-4. The decision could come down. If it's 4-4 regarding the decision they make on anything regarding the election, the decision of the lower court stands. Why would you want a lower court making decisions on the U.S. elections? Not happening. AOC, you're not getting your wish. Democrats, you're not getting your wish. That's why we elected Donald Trump. Donald Trump is heavily invested in fulfilling that, and that's where we're at. Guys, thank you so much for being with me on another successful show. I thank you to the people. It looks, if this thing continues the way it's going, there's 23 people right now. It seems like maybe I'm gonna have to edit the times, and I know I want to speak to you guys more, to be honest, and maybe we, instead of having half an hour, we have a little bit more of the phone lines open with you guys. That way you guys could call me and talk to me. We're learning. We're it's great. I'm not being able to answer to all the comments, which is something that is great. Loving it. That means the channel is growing, and we're gonna keep growing too, guys. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Enjoy this day. Enjoy every day, man. God is good, and he's good all the time. No matter if the world is burning, no matter if anything bad is happening, try to stay focused and ask yourself questions like, why am I here? There has to be a more important thing to life. Let me just shout out a lot of the people: Ronnie, Kathleen Garvis, Janira Guzman, Richard, Justin, always Juan J. Vasquez, pastor. God bless you. That's a pastor right there. I did an interview with him regarding the status of the church regarding the riots. Go check it out. It's on my channel. Obviously, Morgan, you're so cool. LM, Alexis. Oh my God, so many people. El Show de Valentine. That's where we're going. We'll be starting there in 5 minutes. God bless. Godspeed. Me, Valentine. I am out.